Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, your home for discussions and debates about all things animation. Each week, we'll rank, review, and revel in animated shows from yesterday and today, and from around the world. So grab your Acme slingshot, set your mobile suit to autopilot, and put on your mouse ears. The Animation Station Podcast begins now.
Doesn't exist.
The humans are overrated.
Says the guy who watched 2 live-action movies this weekend.
Yeah, well, one of them was like super CG.
Yeah,
it's all animated.
Yeah.
Half the stuff that they... Well, dude, it was weird because like the main guy was doing like a Christian Bale impression. Like it sounds like Christian Bale from American Psycho. It's weird.
Oh, was that Dane DeHaan?
Yeah.
Then of course Dunkirk, which I saw, that was really good.
Dunkirk was good. All right, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Does anybody have to go potty before we start?
Nope, we're good to go, Dad.
So because I don't want to be in the middle of the podcast and have to turn this around.
Yeah. No, we're good. Are
So
we there yet?
Good?
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet? We're
I'm
not
good.
There. You know where we're at?
Where are we?
We're at the... Well, nope. That was a bad way to start that. Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast. Supplemental episode.
Yep. Bonus time.
It's a bonus episode about the D23 Expo.
What's up?
I'm Josh.
I'm Gavin.
I'm special guest Oliver.
Yes.
Yes. 2-time special guest Oliver, I believe.
3-time. You guys did 2 different Batman ones,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah, 3-time special guest Oliver.
3-time. And not the last time.
Not the last time, I hope.
Well, depends on how this
Yeah,
episode goes.
that's true.
All right, so Gavin, you want to tell everybody why we're having this wonderful
Sure.
podcast?
Yeah. So we all just got back from the D23 Expo in Anaheim, California, where we also visited the Disneyland Resort. So we were able to partake in many panels and see many things, and we just thought we'd do this bonus episode to kind of share our experiences with you and some of the stuff we found out and some of the stuff we're excited about.
That's
Sweet.
None of us could have put it any better ourselves.
The end.
Exactly. All right, so do we want to start with the first day that we got there?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right, so Gavin and I got there first. We got there around 10
a.m.,
10
like
a.m.,
that, yeah.
something like that. So we went to the park first off.
Mhm.
Then we
Had
came
an
back to
epic
the hotel.
journey back to the Airbnb.
Oh my gosh.
and it was the last time we did that. It was a
Exactly.
little far to walk. So
the
we
first
did
and only time
Yeah.
we walked from the Disneyland.
Yeah.
Disneyland.
we used trusty Lyft the rest of the trip.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, then
we went back to the park
Back
after we
to the
took a
park.
nap.
And we ran into
Yeah, we ran into Jared Mariama.
well, first off, we met Tony
did we meet
Simonita
him first?
from
That
yeah,
first
he was
day?
Thursday.
We did meet him that
Mm-hmm.
1st day. So when we were at Disneyland, yeah, we met up with him. We did Big Thunder Mountain together.
Yep.
And then did we ride anything else with him?
Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion. That's
Best,
right.
best ride
yeah,
ever.
It's a pretty good ride. I agree. So we met up with Tony, who you'd reached out to because you're like, hey, this guy is Rooster Teeth. We love Rooster Teeth. He's also a big fan of Disney. He's done work for Disney. We should try and get him on the show. Well, turns out Tony's just freaking awesome, and we hung out with him the whole weekend.
Yeah,
It was great.
it was awesome.
It was really fun.
I mean, yeah, just like shot in the dark. But like, I saw that he was on a flight, and I was like, "Oh, where you going?" He's
Yeah.
like, "I'm going to D23." I'm like, "Hey, we're gonna be there. Let's meet up." And then it just like
Yeah, it was
went from
cool.
there.
Very cool.
But then that night we left Tony
Mhm.
in Pixarland. What was it? Cars Land?
Yeah, somewhere. I don't remember exactly
Yeah,
where. And then we went to
we went to Soarin'.
Soarin', yeah.
And I'm putting we're getting in our seats for Soarin' and putting my stuff in. And this guy next to me is like, "Are you guys the Animation Station podcast?"
Right.
And it was freaking
It
Jared
was Jared
Mariama.
Mariama, who was in line right behind us, and we never saw him. And so like, oh my gosh, it's Jared Mariano. So we got to meet with him, and we ended up talking with him for like an hour. We walked with him.
Yeah,
out
we talked
to
podcast stuff, talked
downtown
art
Disney.
stuff.
Met up with our other friends, Cloud City Cast, and it turned into a big, just fun convo in the middle of downtown Disney.
Yeah,
with all these new people.
We were there for
awesome.
a while, and then we had to leave because
Oliver
somebody
arrived
at the Airbnb.
Yeah.
And we needed to.
Yeah, I waited there in the dark for a good 5-10 minutes or so. You guys showed up. These guys showed up pretty quick, but I was like, dang, I hope these guys show up. I might have to sleep here on this guy's porch, I think.
Well, that was funny because we're creeping up along the side of the house to go in the back entrance where the Airbnb is, and I see this shadow off to my left just move. I was like, is that Oliver? And he's like, oh, hey, guys. I was like, oh, my gosh. Scared me to death.
I really considered going to be like, I'm Batman or something like that. But then I was like, nah, I'm likely to get decked over here if I do that.
It was really dark, so it was perfect.
And then Gavin did something cool.
Oh my
that
gosh!
night at the Airbnb.
So
Oliver and I decided let's watch Superbad.
Mm-hmm. And I decided I'll just shatter the shower door into 10 million pieces just for fun.
Roid rage.
Yeah, a little bit. No, that was shocking. Like literally shocking. I stood there for many seconds in total shock when that shower door, which was clearly not on its track, just
went
fell into the bathtub and shattered into a million pieces.
And it was great because it was safety glass, so it was still popping that next morning.
Oh yeah.
When I was getting ready, it was like
a bathtub filled with glass Rice Krispies.
It was great. It was so cool.
It was weird. Yeah, so that was an interesting first night. And then we got up at the crack of dawn to go to the expo the next day.
Yeah, we stood in line at 5. We got there at 5:30.
About 5:30, yeah.
Yeah, and Tony was
Tony.
Tony was there.
Yep.
Dressed head to toe in Haunted Mansion wallpaper.
Yep, which was awesome. We were actually pretty good as far as our place in line.
Oh,
we got in very shortly after it opened.
Great place in lines. Like the earliness of the hour, kind of sucked, but you couldn't argue with where we started from. We were able to get in real quick.
Yeah. Absolutely. Once we got in, you guys hightailed it to the Gravity Falls.
Well, we met Dizlights.
Oh yeah, Dizlights met up with us
Angela,
in line.
Right?
Yep, Angela came and lined up with us, so that was cool. So we had a little group, solid little group going in, and when we went in, Angela and I went kind of straight in and to the left, and you guys booked it over to the right to go to the Gravity Falls Star vs. the Force of Evil panel. You guys want to talk about that?
Yeah. So we get in there. We're like we stood in line for a second, and then I went to the Fast Pass line because I was going to try and get us Marvel Animation, I think.
Oh yeah,
yeah, Fast Passes for that.
The Fast Passes or Stage Pass. Sorry,
Right,
Stage Pass. It's Fast Pass.
Same.
it is.
Tried to get one of those, but then I got a text from Oliver. He's like, "Oh yeah, they're already letting us in."
Oh,
and it was like,
okay.
"Oh geez." So I was like, left the Fast Pass, and I ran back. Went inside, and we had pretty good seats. We were still on the floor area, but then
was this in the arena?
Yeah,
in the arena.
Oh, cool.
So and there weren't a lot of people coming because there were still a lot of people trying to get in, and it was like 10, 20.
Yeah, and as we saw first view on the later days that those lines were hooked all the way around like a couple blocks and beyond a restaurant and stuff. So yeah, people would take like a full hour to get in.
Yeah. So they were. I guess the lady was like, "If you guys just want to go up to the front," and so like our group, we went and we were third row for that panel, like third row center. It was great.
That's awesome.
Yep, and that was a theme for other panels in the arena. We'd usually find a way to get up closer than what we ended up initially being,
which was super nice. We had they kept playing that Kristen Shaw, Jason Ritter, like By the Gravity Falls book.
Yep.
Oh
the fake infomercial.
5 times. They played it, and then they'd be like, oh, "Okay, cool." Like, cause like they were doing like those commercials and stuff, like little things at the beginning of all the before all the panels.
Yeah.
And they played this one, and it was like, "Oh, okay." And then they played it again, and we were like, "Huh, okay, that's kind of weird." It's weird that they would play it twice.
Yeah.
And they played it
just
again,
on a loop. Yeah.
and they were like, "Okay, this is getting
for real.
weird." It's like, "Are we gonna go 4?"
Right.
And then they go 4, and then it's the 5th time, and they're like, "Oh man." And then they tricked us,
Right.
which was great.
Threw something
like,
else in.
Nope. at the it ends the 5th time, and it's like the panel's about to start, and we're like, okay, and then it like flashes, and it's like Gravity Falls panel with blah blah blah, and we're like,
Yay!
oh, yay! And then Kristen Shaw's like, hey everybody, I'm Kristen. And, like, and then they just cut it again. They were like, we're just kidding.
So what did you guys see and hear at the panel?
That one we learned that we're getting another. We're getting another Star vs. the Forces of Evil book.
Okay.
And we're getting a Gravity Falls graphic novel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's
produced
cool.
by DC
Gravity
Comics.
Falls book.
Hey, I'm just kidding.
Really?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like, really? That's weird.
You're right. Yeah, and there's a Gravity Falls
Graphic novel.
coloring book
Oh,
that I think is out right now.
really?
Yeah.
That's
'Cause,
cool.
like, they said,
That's
like,
like
in
one of
4
the
days
only
you can own it.
merchandising items they've ever done.
Yeah, they can't
So
do anything.
lame.
Which we learned from that
Yeah.
Alex Hirsch.
Yeah, the interview
Bancroft
episode on
Bros.
the Bancroft brothers. Yeah. That's cool. That the graphic novel is going to be exciting. I'm interested to see that
Yeah.
for sure. Is the Star versus the Force of Evil book, is it just another kind of guidebook like the first one? Just like a second volume? Or what is it?
I believe it's a second volume.
They kind of were like not really telling us what's going to be all in these books. They were just like, we're doing another one.
Right.
So it's
Okay.
really kind of a hush hush type thing. They don't want to give too much away.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I apologize. The Star vs. it's her spell book.
Oh,
her spell books, right?
Okay,
That's right.
cool.
Yeah.
So then the next panel, you guys... Oh, well, let's tell what happened after that. Because the whole point of our
Yeah.
plan that morning was you were going to book it to that, but while you were doing that, I was going to get in line at the Cyclops Prince booth to get you the Gravity Falls poster, because shortly after that panel ended, Hirsch and
Nefsy
were going to do a signing. So we had this perfect plan. I get you the print because you wouldn't have had time to do that otherwise. We hand it off. You go over to the place to get lined up for it. And then what happens, Josh?
So I'm all like, yay, this is going to be great. I stand in line and I'm talking to this one guy. I was like, hey, yeah, I just wanted to clarify. I was like, so just to clarify, like, they're signing other stuff other than the books, right? As long as you buy it at the convention. And the guy's like, no, this is just for the book.
Oh,
and I was like, but that's not what it says online. And he went and asked somebody, and another person confirmed, this is
so
just the
lame.
book. And I was like,
wow.
But silver lining, you got that dope variant
the dope
print.
poster, yes.
It's awesome, too. Those Cyclops prints are just primo, man. I bought one while I was there, too. But that Gravity Falls one's sweet.
Nice.
So then the next panel you guys went to, though, was the Marvel Animation panel, right?
This is where me and Josh diverged. I went to the
we split.
I went to the Disney Animation Features panel, which of course that was about 3 hours later, which I was still in line. And luckily I did too, because I think whenever you went to another one of those big whole D23 panels, that was something that you had to be there like hours ahead of time to even get essentially a nosebleed seat or off to the side seat or something.
Right.
But yeah, it's like I went over there, stayed in line for 3 hours. There's a little bit of a mob bum rush to the to wherever all the different sections would be, which of course whenever that happened, got to go with the crowd and stuff. So anyway, I end up over there. I end up getting seated like maybe like 5 minutes before the actual panel begins to start. But I think the panel overall was worth the wait. They showed
cool.
They showed several different things, both some of their upcoming stuff that they have like plenty of animation for, and they also announced a couple of untitled projects that they're either have like just don't even have a name for yet, and just concept art or just animatics and things like that. So it ended up being really cool. And the presentations themselves would have like live performances of song stuff or things like that.
That's awesome. So that show is probably about 2 hours long, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a long one.
Yes. Yeah.
So you want to pick like 2 or 3 things that really stood out to you?
Yes. It's like the actual presentation that probably was the absolute best of the entire thing was Ralph Breaks the Internet. So that's that's the movie that comes out for those of y'all that don't know, this comes out on March 9th next year. But they had Sarah Silverman come on and kind of introduce the clips and kind of give some background information on it. Basically, the more or less the plot of the movie is that, or a synopsis of the movie is that Vanellope's game breaks down and stuff. So they're basically the owner's looking for a replacement. Either he's going to get it out, get rid of it, or it's like the Vanellope and Ralph have to go and find a replacement part or something for the game. So they end up getting sucked into the internet, and then hijinks ensues. So nice. One of the cool things about that presentation was they showed a 5-minute clip from probably like about maybe first third or so of the movie, wherever they just get into the internet, and then it's like the opening part's like very, very like pre-viz stuff. Then they end up going to what's ohmydisney.com, wherever you see like it's like everything in this part's like super meta. So they go to ohmydisney.com, wherever it's like there's Star Wars characters, there's Marvel and Pixar and everything in there. Then you see all the apprentices or whatever. They're like VIPs about this entire thing. They're basically like gods, even within this website and everything. At this point, it's still animatics and everything for a little bit. There's a little bit of like real animation, but it's not quite finished. Anyways, like Vanellope, since she's a princess of her own game or whatever, she's like, I kind of want to meet these folks. So anyway, she uses her glitch powers to get into the VIP room or wherever where all the princesses are in. And then at that point, that's whenever it's like it's no longer animatics. It's all like fully rendered, like CG animation, everything. You see all the 2D princesses of Ariel and basically all of them, all with their original voice actors. They're all 3D animated, and it's just all making meta riffs on like everything about princesses and everything. So, and there's about like 2 or 3 minutes of that, and it's just all fully rendered and everything. It was just great.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
And then you got another sneak peek at Coco.
Yeah,
right?
Coco, which is I guess Pixar's. It's a Pixar's film that's going to be released later on this year in November. Yeah, we got a little bit more sneak peek of that. We see a little bit more extended trailer from. I guess from their latest trailer, you kind of see that the young boy, he really wants to play music and everything, but his folks and stuff don't really. Something happened with, I guess, one of his ancestors, or like great grandfather or something. That they pretty much the rest of the family just has sworn off music. No music for nobody. But he's like, nah, I want to do my own thing. So anyway, he's trying to enter into this one talent show or whatever within the square. Unfortunately his guardians and stuff, they take away his guitar, so he's looking for a guitar. Like he's searching around for a guitar from anybody at this point, but nobody's willing to give it to him. So anyway, he goes to his great grandfather's his actual crypt, wherever he has like his famous guitar or whatever, whichever he was gonna borrow it on Dia de los Muertos or Day of the Dead. Anyway, he takes that thing and he gets sucked into the land of the dead, because on that day you give stuff for the dead. On this day, he's actually taking stuff from the dead, so that's how he ended up there.
Oh.
So that's how he ended up there. Anyway, he gets to meet in skeleton form his other ancestors and everything. And then it's like there's a few jokes in there, but all the animation-wise, that all looks really good. It's like there was no pre-viz or anything on that. They're just doing final touches on that movie, so everything looked great.
That's awesome.
And some other things within the panel, and in particular Coco at the end. This is what ended up closing the panel. They had like a musical number with the young boy that plays the main character, as well as the musical ancestor played by Benjamin Bratt. They all had a musical number that sounded really good and everything. And then other parts of the panel, there was Josh Gad performed live in sync to the visuals of Olaf's Frozen Adventure. So that was really cool.
Did you guys get to see the whole short film, or just?
We just saw a piece of it. With that short, basically they're saving that for, I guess, Christmas time, whatever.
Yeah. Well, it comes out with Coco.
Yeah, so it's like basically the synopsis of that is basically it takes place around Christmas time. The sisters from Frozen and everything, they've been away for so long, they don't have any real Christmas traditions. So Olaf and Sven, they're all out looking for various Christmas traditions and everything. And then it's pretty much the musical number is them going through people's houses and cherry picking like all the various traditions that everybody's doing throughout the community and everything that they want to bring back.
Nice. Cool.
They did an episode in Hatalia
Oh, really?
They did?
where they go around and see what other countries do for Christmas.
Right.
It's good.
Nice. And then you got to walk away with that sweet cocoa.
Oh yeah, it was great. It's like you can feel like texture and stuff with it, man. It was like a giant like full size like movie theater screen type poster, or whatever. Whereas other posters within the park are kind of like the mini posters. This one is like a full size poster.
Yeah.
It's like very cool. Got really cool swag out of that. Unfortunately with the Gravity Falls and Star vs. the Forces of Evil panel, we didn't get any kind of swag, so it was kind of like.
Oh, nothing
that
from
kind of
one?
sucked.
Oh,
Yeah.
that stinks.
Well, I was thinking about, I was like, it makes sense that we don't get anything for Gravity Falls since the show's not on anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe we could have gotten something, but it wasn't the Star versus the Forces of Evil panel.
Right.
It was a panel for the books.
Yeah, it was like page to screen or screen page type thing. So it was like and of course all those is as mentioned in the panel and stuff. Those were like $150 or something for like special editions or whatever. So they ain't gonna give that away.
Right.
Like everybody gets one, and we're like beating each other for a new one.
So was it the next day that you guys did Marvel Animation?
We did Marvel Animation.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, you did that day.
Did you do anything?
I don't think I went to any panels.
You went to
that
any
day.
panels
No.
the first day?
Mm-mm.
It was just the second.
Because when you guys were in Marvels, when I went back and showered, and then met you guys back at the park later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, then we went to the Marvel Animation panel. It was all right. I mean, we saw the intro for Big Hero 6.
Oh, I always
series.
forget that's Marvel. Yeah.
Which was at the no.
That was in DuckTales.
That was at DuckTales. Sorry, we saw Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
We saw Spider-Man, and then
is this a movie or a show?
A show.
Oh, they're doing a new show.
Another Spider-Man show.
Is it going
to
start off with his origin?
Probably. See, that's the thing. Like they're worse than DC is with Batman. Because I mean, there's a lot of Batman
they're giving
shows,
each other a run for their money.
But there's like a new Spider-Man show like every 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
And
does it look good though? Like, does the animation look good? Like, does it look interesting? If you're into Spider-Man.
Yeah, if you're into Spider-Man.
Right. I mean, obviously, like, because, like, for whatever reason, superheroes, it's like everybody kind of cherry picks the ones that they're into, and the other ones seem to not interest them. Yeah.
I like the one that they had a few years ago, the one that Drake Bell was in when he was Spider-Man, because they broke the fourth wall a lot in that one.
That's cool.
And I thought that was great. But this
cool.
one doesn't look like they're doing that. It's kind of like, eh.
Yeah, it's like the
character design kind of looks like the new Voltron a little bit.
A bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But the clip they showed us was, I guess, whenever the symbiote shows up or whatever, and that actually did look pretty cool. It's like the action scenes look really really well animated, I thought. It's like there's an extended scene where it's like basically Peter he gets the symbiote suit on him. So he just finding out that it's an actual living creature and everything is trying to bond to him and everything. So he's busy trying to get it off while May is trying to get him to go to sleep or whatever. So he leaves, and then the Vulture comes and like attacks him mid, trying to debond from everything. So it's so that episode ends up being pretty action packed, I believe. I guess like episode 8. I think is what it's.
Yeah. So aside from Spider-Man, what else did they talk about animation wise?
It was this turned into the Guardians of the Galaxy animated series panel.
I didn't know they're doing a series.
Yeah. It's apparently they're almost on season 3. Like
it's already been airing?
Yeah, they're doing season 2 right now. They're in the middle of it.
I've never heard of it.
I did not know that it was a thing.
Is it just on Disney Channel?
Just on Disney XD.
Wow. I had no idea. Is this what they look like?
Yeah, it's what they look
like.
Josh
just pulled out a poster that he got.
Yeah, they gave us a poster, and
I knew they were doing a comic series, but I had no idea.
Maybe we'll give that poster away.
All right.
We'll probably give that poster away.
Cool.
But yeah, they brought out the entire cast of the cartoon.
Nice.
Mr. Will Friedle himself was there.
Who's that?
That was
this
cool.
is Will Friedle. Like he's pretty famous in the voice animation world. He's Batman Terry McGinnis from Batman Beyond.
He's Ron Stoppable and Kim Possible.
Oh, okay.
He's what was it? What's his name in?
For you 90s folks out there, he's Eric Matthews from Boy Meets World.
The older brother.
Okay, I know who that is.
He's awesome. Gotcha. He was the I think probably the most lively person on the panel, but between Rocket and Groot and everybody, that was actually a pretty entertaining panel. I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kevin Michael Richardson was
Yep.
there. He
Okay.
plays Deputy Durland in Gravity Falls.
Cool.
So-
That was pretty good. But the cool thing out of that panel was they said this is going to be like the coolest, like the best takeaway of that whole thing, which made me actually want to watch the series.
Mm-hmm.
Was in Mission Breakout,
Mm-hmm.
the ride. Apparently, season 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy, the animated series, is going to be called Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout.
Ooh.
And it is a continuing story to what happens in the ride Mission
That's
Breakout.
cool.
So they actually have a cross promotion type thing.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Which is cool because everybody except Will Friedle got to go and ride Mission Breakout.
Oh man,
He just didn't get to.
Nice.
He was in the parking lot with a guy drinking
Yeah.
7-Up.
Yeah, that was a running joke throughout the panel that he showed up like a day early for I think a couple of different things or whatever, and then it's like the random guy in the parking lot that offered him 7-Up and stuff. They were just like hanging out like throughout everything.
Yeah.
Nice. So man, you guys got a lot in on that first day. That's awesome.
It was a very packed first day.
Very
Second day,
cool.
not so much.
Second day.
Well, what did we do the rest of that day? Then we went back into the park.
Then we went back to the park. We'll hit
Yeah.
the park stuff when we're done with the expo. But yeah, the rest of the night we went back to the park, and it was magical. So day 2, we decided that we were going to sleep in a little bit. We didn't necessarily want to do the 5 a.m. thing again.
Oh.
I usually do that at the expo. I usually just go early the first day and then go at a more normal time the next day. But I didn't think we'd be wrapped all the way around the backside of the expo.
Well, we got lucky
for
that
the line
our
to get in.
that
Our
the guy,
Airbnb
the
host
Airbnb
gave us a lift. Yeah.
and missed the turn. That
Missed
was
the
the best
turn.
part.
And actually ended up dropping us off right where we needed to be at the back side of the building. So that was fortuitous, or else we would have had to do 2 laps.
It would have been another
Yeah.
lap around the building, and it would have been
Oh,
Exactly. So on that day, I lined up for the parks and resorts thing right
and
when we
we
got
didn't
there.
see you the rest of
Yeah,
the day.
no, I was lined up 4.5 hours early, and then it was an hour and 45-minute show. So I spent just over 6 hours on one event.
Yep,
It was nuts.
sounds like me day one. Luckily, I was able to get a panel in before all that on Friday, but you didn't
Yeah.
even have a chance to do anything like that. You just had to go straight there.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm glad I did, because that's the one that is the most interesting to me, is the one about the parks.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of things that tie into animation that I'll highlight for you guys. The first thing obviously is Toy Story Land, which is going into Disney World. So it's basically an entire land devoted to those characters in that beloved franchise. They're going to have like a Slinky Dog coaster, and I think they've got one other attraction. They've already got Toy Story Midway Mania, and I think there's one other attraction in addition to that. So that's exciting. That opens next year. That's the next big land that's going to open. They also announced a new ride going into Epcot Center based on Pixar's Ratatouille.
Nice.
And if any of you guys haven't checked it out, I highly recommend going to YouTube and watching ride-through videos of the Ratatouille ride in Disneyland Paris. That's the ride that they're bringing over here to Epcot, to the France Pavilion. And I assume they're going to plus it and, make it better, because it's been like, 4 or 5 years since that one's been open now. So I'm sure it'll be like a new updated version. But, man, I've been wanting to ride that attraction ever since it opened in Paris. So that's exciting. And then for me, the biggest news of the entire thing was that they are finally, for the first time ever, designing an attraction for the world's most famous cartoon character, Mickey Mouse. He's finally getting his own ride at Disney World, and they just had a little bit of information about it, and some visual testing that they showed us. But basically, they're saying that it's going to be a 3D experience, but you won't have to wear glasses. So they're dubbing it 2.5D.
Nice.
So some sort of weird technology that they're using where things are going to appear 3D, but you don't have to wear glasses to for it to work. So that's really fascinating to me. I can't wait to see what they're up to as far as special effects are going to go in that ride. But the other cool thing is that it's based on the new current Mickey Mouse shorts, so that new stylized Mickey that
Okay, so the hipster Mickey.
And yeah, not the hipster Mickey so much, but
the
that
skinny
cool
Mickey.
new, skinny, like quirky, feisty Mickey that they do on all the shorts. And it's basically like him and Minnie are going for a drive, and Goofy is engineering a train, and somehow they're riding alongside each other, and I didn't quite get the synopsis, but you end up somehow entering the train from the car or something, and cartoony craziness ensues. So I'm really fascinated to see what comes out about that. It's clearly early in the development, so we don't have a lot of info, but Mickey Mouse finally getting his own ride. It's about time.
So they have that little Ferris.
He already has a
Ferris
ride.
wheel looking thing.
Exactly, they have a Ferris wheel with
but
his
it's
face
not a
on
Mickey
it.
Mouse ride. It's just a ride with his
hold
picture on it.
That's a Mickey Mouse ride.
You know what I mean, Josh. You know what I mean.
Oliver and I went to the. Did I hit you with that?
A little bit.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Oliver and I went to the
Video
Disney
game.
video game
Gaming panel, yeah.
Yeah, that was actually a lot of fun.
Cool.
And that was another instance where we were sitting kind of in the back, and this lady comes up and was like, "Hey, do you guys want to move up?" And so then we get in the second row.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
we're like,
you didn't have to tell us twice on that. It's like
yeah, I was like, "Do you guys want to go?" I was like, "Yes."
Cool.
And so we left.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't heard you guys talk about this one much, so I'm interested to hear what you guys.
That one was cool. We saw another new Lego Marvel game.
Oh, what is it? Is it Avengers?
I think Avengers.
it may have been Guardians of the Galaxy, I believe.
Yeah, it was
Probably
Lego. It
Guardians
was
of
Lego
the Galaxy.
something. It's the same.
Do you not like the Lego games?
I mean, they're the same game over and over and over. So I mean, it's just a different skin.
That's pretty true.
So I'm just like,
I like
whatever.
them, though.
I like the first one, like the first Star Wars one. It was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
That was
and
cool.
then you're like, oh, here's the Jurassic Park one. Oh, here's this one.
I
Oh,
like the
here's
Indiana
this one.
Jones
And you're
one,
like,
too.
this is all the same.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. The panel itself was really like for 3 main games for their various properties.
Well, it was great because the dude came out like it was actually E3. Like he comes out and he has his like hands perched in his little circle with his fingers, and he's like, "All right, guys, we're here for you." And I was like, "Bro, this is an E3, man. These we don't care. We're here for like one game only."
Yeah. So what were the games that they talked about?
They did the Spider-Man game, the new one that's coming out, which looks kind of like the Batman Arkham series, except with Spider-Man.
Yeah. Okay.
That's pretty much the only difference.
But still, it's like even with that comparison, it looked pretty awesome. You know, you could web sling. It's an open world. It kind of reminds me of the last Spider-Man game I played was Spider-Man 2, which is still for PlayStation, and this is a PlayStation only game. So that anyway, yeah, you could swing around. It's like it's open. Yeah, it's open world. So and then it's like they have a main storyline. That's pretty cool looking. So
nice. Does it tie into the movies that they're making right now?
No.
Or not?
I don't know.
No?
This is a different Spider-Man. This Spider-Man, he's like older. He's like 25 or something.
Okay. Got
So
it.
like you don't have to worry about learning your powers or anything like that. They're just giving you the powers right off the bat. You're like, you're Spider-Man. You know this stuff. Here, play the game. And they're like, don't worry about it. Here, just have fun. Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool.
We then got the Battlefront. So we got some cool Battlefront footage.
Cool.
A little bit more in the story.
Mm-hmm.
John Boyega came out.
Nice.
Which is
Very
freaking cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Does he voice a character in it?
Okay. Yeah, he voices FN 2187 in Star Wars.
Yeah.
The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
I meant in the game.
No, he does not.
Voice a character. Okay.
He may. Who knows? Maybe he'll pop in.
Yeah, he just kind of showed up as a
He could be a
Superman.
hero.
Yeah, he just showed up as a super.
So I don't know anything. So I don't know anything about that game. What's the premise of that game?
Well, this game, I thought it was a little bit weird that this was like, this is the first game that you get from an Imperial perspective. And I'm like, not really. Battlefront 2 was all pretty much Imperial perspective. You were literally a clone.
So is this the third one?
This is the fourth.
Oh,
The fourth game.
Oh, okay.
So it was Battlefront for the original Xbox, Battlefront 2 for the original Xbox, and then it was Battlefront, which came out 10 years later for Xbox One and PS4, and now Battlefront 2 for Xbox One and PS4.
Okay.
So it's same game, basically, just different naming structure.
Got it. So you're on the side of the Empire.
Yeah, well, you can, in the multiplayer, you can be whatever side you want to be.
Okay.
But for the story, which that was one of the criticisms from the last game, there was no story mode.
Oh, yes, I remember hearing about that.
So for this game, they gave us a story mode.
Cool.
And you're playing as a female Imperial commando.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. She looks dope.
Kind of like Phasma?
Kinda, except this girl does stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm hoping maybe Phasma does something in one of the other movies.
But yeah, and like they talked about her squad and everything like that. But you guys are like loyal to the Emperor. Like you guys are like Imperials.
Nice.
You are not wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, they blew up the Death Star. Maybe we should join the rebellion. You're like, no, we're gonna kill all these guys now. And I'm like, that's amazing. I want
Nice.
to play that game. I want to
Very
kill them
cool.
all.
Yeah,
Very
but
cool.
then it's supposed to be more or less a bridge between Return of the Jedi and the newer trilogy or whatever. So it's like it begins with the destruction of the second Death Star, and that's where the gameplay mode begins, for the single player.
Nice.
Yeah, and then we get to the piece de resistance of the show, which was Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, yes.
The game that we've been waiting for like 10 years.
Uh-huh.
So we finally got we got a same trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3, but then they showed us a different world for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay.
And that is Kingdom Hearts will now venture into the world of Pixar.
Oh.
So we start off in Andy's room. So we don't know what else we're going to run into.
Okay.
Like, we could hit Big Hero. Well, no, maybe not Big Hero 6 because that's not
It's not Pixar.
I don't know another Pixar thing. Frozen.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
It's not
Disney.
Frozen.
Try again. Toy Story, Bugs
Bug's
Life, Incredibles, Cars,
I
Monsters,
doubt they'll
Inc.,
go into Cars.
Inside Out. I mean,
Yeah, and they'll probably go into something else.
That's
like
cool. That's cool. So is it kind of an open world format?
That. No.
Okay.
It's very well. I mean, it has elements of.
It's more of a
open
role playing
world.
game, right?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much. It's like a Final Fantasy game. It's
Okay.
Square Enix.
Got it.
Yep.
Got it. So, and we've got an actual solid release date for
Yeah,
this?
2018.
What?
Yeah.
Well, it's better
hey.
late than never, I guess.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because, oh god, and the dude next to us I had to cut the video short because he starts swearing. He's like, F yeah, F yeah. It's like, and then he's like, we did it. And I was like,
did it,
"You didn't do
y'all!"
anything, dude. I was like,
Maybe he works for them.
no, he did
Yeah,
not.
it was a fanboy guy.
It was just a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, we did it. I was like, did you make the game? No? Sit down. Be quiet.
Sit down. Stop swearing on my Instagram video.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, they gave us a cool Kingdom Hearts double-sided poster, which is pretty cool. And then they gave us a really cool Battlefront 2 limited edition, cool little cardboard thing. Did yours make it in one piece?
Yeah, I was like my bag was tall enough to fit most of the posters in, just like, just flat. If it gets anything, I didn't have to roll anything up besides my giant poster.
I didn't even think of trying something like that flat.
Yeah, my Battlefront, we tried rolling
It's got
it, and
this
it
metallic
didn't work.
insert in it, so it gave it some wrinkles.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so it did not make it, unfortunately.
So, yeah, it's not in mint condition anymore.
So that one we won't be giving away just because it looks like poo.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Also not giving away the Kingdom Hearts one because I like that one.
I will say, as a pro tip, if you're going to a convention where you think you might be receiving poster swag or buying art and posters, we went with one of those hard tubes that's meant to carry posters and documents rolled up and protect them. And that was a huge benefit for us, because you didn't have to worry about getting your posters messed up when you're, walking through crowds, and, it traveled home easily enough with us. So, except for this one that got wrinkled because it's like metallic, it was a great purchase. I think I got it for $7.
$7, yeah, it was cheap.
Yeah. So I recommend getting those. Did you guys do anything else on day
we went to
2?
DuckTales.
DuckTales.
Woo. Yeah.
Nice.
That was a pretty good panel. They
Cool.
had unfortunately David Tennant could not be there, so my heart.
No.
That's where we saw the intro to Big Hero
Yes.
6.
Okay, that's weird that you saw that there.
Yeah,
I guess they're saying, if you like DuckTales, here's our other Disney
Pretty
HD
much.
show.
It's like, look, we have other things.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. We saw a clip from. We actually saw 2 clips from DuckTales,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty cool. We got to see
Nice.
the intro, which was nifty.
We
everyone.
actually saw 3. There was the opening credit sequence, which I think may have been released before, but then there was the sneak preview from what would be episode 3. I guess the main series proper would start with this episode, so you get, I guess, the more or less opening cold open or something to that. Then you have like this, I guess, season 1 like overview, which they didn't have time to actually get finished. So it's all previous animatics, but you can still kind of get a feel for what the show is like.
Yeah.
So is that show not airing yet?
It's not on yet.
Oh, I thought it had been out.
Oh no, it comes on soon.
Oh, okay.
Like October, August, September, something like that.
Got it.
It's like in August. That's supposed to be whenever the 1 hour premiere, or whatever it is. Then the series proper is the next month.
And then it's September, yeah. But we do have, from that panel, we got a
Oh, that's cool.
DuckTales poster that we're going to give away. Yep. And we got a pair of DuckTales patches that we're going to give away. It's got like the DuckTales logo patch.
Man, you guys got all kinds of swag.
Scrooge McDuck, and then Huey, Dewey, Louie, and I don't know.
Webby.
Webby? Yeah.
Screwy.
Whoever.
Nice.
I don't know the Screwy. But there was they had Beck Bennett was there,
Cool.
Ben Schwartz was there. Ben Schwartz was the best part of that panel.
Yeah.
Really?
I think so. He actually was having fun with it. Everybody else was kind of just like, "Oh, hey, we're here."
It was like
hi to us.
like the panel was broken up into the 3 like main like producer, story editor, and then art director. Then there were 4 of the cast. It's like there was Dewey, who was Ben Schwartz, Launchpad McQuack, who was Beck Bennett, Webby, who was Kate Kusia, I think, and then Mrs. Beakley, who was Tux Oleg Gondoye. Apologize for mispronouncing folks' name, but yeah, it's like so. We had a pretty good variety of folks, but then it's like the real like information-based stuff came from the producers and
yeah,
and then like kind of the fun stuff from the cast was really it was Ben Schwartz who kind of had a little bit of fun with that. With a little bit of Beck Bennett had a few good zingers and stuff. That was.
Yeah, it was great because he was like, "Yeah, Dewey is actually he's Jewish."
Yep. It's like strong focus of the show looks like going forward is that basically even though the triplets are separate.
Apparently, they're Donald's kids. Did not know that.
Is that what they said?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, huh.
Mm-hmm.
That blew my mind. I always thought it was Uncle Donald and then Uncle Scrooge.
Yeah.
But apparently, because they kept saying like, yeah, it's about the single dad raising the kids, and he goes to Scrooge. So like Donald is also going to be a large part in the show.
That's
whereas in the original series, it was like he was there maybe once
or
twice.
He drops him off before he goes off to the Navy, and then you pretty much never see him again.
Nice.
But
awesome.
yeah, so I guess he's staying around for a while, and I'm like, well, that sucks because Donald Duck.
You don't like Donald?
No. Like,
Ah.
speak English. Everybody else speaks.
Yeah,
everybody else speaks perfectly fine. And he's like, I'm like,
You
no,
don't
shut
like
up.
silly. I know.
So dumb. I don't like silly characters.
So okay, DuckTales. Did you guys cram anything else in on that day? Because you guys did a lot.
No, that's when we went to the park.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. Day 3. What went down on day 3?
Day 3, we started off. We got there a little bit earlier. So we weren't in line forever, but we were in line for a long time.
For half of forever.
Yeah. And when we got in, we went to the Lion King panel.
Yeah, we went right to Lion King, where I was able to snag you guys some close seats.
Yep.
Because I had that gold member pass.
Gold member. Oh! like just halo coming down,
So that was kind of cool. I mean, that was pretty interesting.
There was some neat stuff there, but it did seem like it was a little lackluster compared to some of the other panels I heard about, like the one later that day that you guys went to. But there was some really neat stuff. I loved they brought Jim Cummings out, who's the voice of Ed. And I loved that reel they showed of him just doing laugh takes
and then just
like
stopping,
growling and snarling takes, and it was just like a string of them. And you just see, like, you think of this person and their voices, and you think, oh man, he must just be a total goof off all the time. But you can see how professional he is. Like, he could do all this silly stuff and then just mark it, and then do the next one, and then just on, off, on, off, on, off. I thought that was really funny, but then also really impressive to see.
Oh, yeah, it was very impressive.
Yeah. We had Ernie Sambella, the voice of Pumbaa, was in it, and he basically is Pumbaa.
Yeah.
I love that guy. He's so great.
They did the they talked about the pitch they did for like that luau bit.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. And they brought like a water jug.
And they recreated it right on stage. I thought that was
cool.
really awesome.
It sucks that I didn't get to film that, but if you go on to
I think it's D23's.
Well,
it was on their Instagram.
I think they copied it from what's his name?
Who? Which one?
The Bancroft.
Oh, it was Tony.
Tony Bancroft. He actually filmed it backstage.
Oh, cool.
And so it was on his Instagram.
Yeah.
That's where I saw it. I was like, nice. Okay.
Yeah, that was good. A lot of that one was just kind of conversations about, the making of and how, we talked about it during our Lion King episode, how at the studio, all of the major established animators were like, oh, we're more interested in working in Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Your little lion show, we'll let the B team do that.
Work.
Yeah. They had no idea. So I thought that was cool to kind of hear some of those stories. Whoopi Goldberg surprised everybody, came out. So we had 2 hyenas up there, which was kind of cool.
No Cheech.
No Cheech. And I can't remember a whole lot else except for that last performance.
Yeah, they came out and they did the
Circle
of Life.
Carmen Twilley, the original singer of Circle of Life, came out and bless her heart, she gave it her all.
She tried
to sing that song. That's a tough song to sing. It's a big, bold song it's challenging for a young singer, and she's not a young singer anymore.
And especially 23 years past.
Yes, exactly. But, they brought in hundreds of choir members. They brought in people in, like, costumes like you'd see in the musical, and it was a big production.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see.
Complete with confetti at the end.
Complete with confetti at the end, yeah. So I was a little disappointed that we didn't get anything from that, but again, they're really only giving out things for stuff
current.
That's new or coming out soon.
I mean, because they have a budget for promotional material, whereas Lion King and then our next panel, Hercules, that we went to, those aren't out anymore. So, I mean, there's no budget for that.
That's true. But I did enjoy that one. However, I do regret that I didn't get to go to this next one that you guys went to.
The next one we went to was the Hercules
panel. The 20th anniversary.
Yeah, so cool.
And that was pretty cool. We got it was the creators, and they were showing some some actually pretty cool stuff. Like these are original sketches that we had. This is like an original thing that we did for Phil and Joe. You see like this one animation of him doing it, and then they're like, no, we want to make this hill a little bit better, so it'll play more with the music. And so they go in and they change the scene, and that was the scene that they put in the movie, which is really pretty cool. And then like when he goes down that hill and like plops down, it like perfectly hits the musical cue right.
Oh, nice.
And it's great.
That's cool.
The original version of that, he just kind of, he wouldn't slide or anything. He just kind of go right into the song or whatever. But then Minkin, he made a suggestion that, I want a little like note to play, and you guys have like a little bit of an animation bit, and then they'll go right into the cool song.
That's what they did, and they were right in the Phil song.
That's awesome.
And then it's like, and then you see the compare and contrast it, and then you see that it does work better, like as the final product and everything. So they showed little bits like that throughout what original concepts were, and then what they became later. So it was a very interesting panel.
That's cool. That's very cool.
And then we got a what's his name? Hercules' scene versus Tate Donovan.
The singing voice.
Yes,
That's the speaking voice.
Oh, who's the Richard Bart?
Roger Bart.
Roger Bart.
Yeah.
We had an unreleased Roger Bart song that they were going to put in there.
Okay.
But then just didn't.
Yeah, it's like
for whatever
reason.
reason.
Alan Menken, I think he just said, I really kind of don't like the song or whatever, so like let's try something else.
Yeah, it was really a slow song, so there really was nowhere to put it in the movie.
Because his other song's a slow song.
Yeah.
So it's like they ended up replacing it with "Go the Distance," So.
Okay. Yeah.
Which
that's an awesome
works
song.
a little bit.
Yeah, it's like the original song. They played it over, I guess, a previs animatic of what would have been what later became "I Can Go the Distance." But the main differences in the song were it's about a shooting star or whatever was the name of it.
Yeah, it was about a shooting star or something like that.
It's like it shows Hercules being a little more of a lonely guy. He has hope that there'll be something that he can do later on, but I Can Go the Distance is it's more you have a goal that you're trying to reach the gods or whatever you're trying to do. You have an actual goal or whatever. The other one is more I'm a lonely guy and I just can hope that things will be better for me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then they brought out Susan Egan and
that's the part I'm most
Tate
jealous
Donovan,
about.
And that was pretty good. Like they told us about.
She sang, right?
Well, I'm not there yet.
Okay.
Calm down.
All right. I'm so excited.
They talked about how they interviewed and everything like that, and she was worried that because she was playing Belle on Broadway, that they weren't going to give her the role,
right?
Because she's already one Disney princess,
right?
So, but then they were like, she came in, auditioned, knocked it out of the park. Got the role of Meg too.
Nice.
So another interesting tidbit from that part was I guess her initial line reading was the I guess like my friends call me Meg, or at least they would if I had any friends or whatever. I guess that little bit right there that they end up using her audition in the actual movie or whatever. It's like
really?
They liked the audition bit so much, and then when she tried to do it again, they just couldn't find it.
Right?
They just couldn't get it the way that audition one
That's
went.
cool.
So they were like, okay. But apparently it was
in the middle of New York.
She said like it was in the middle of New York, like the windows were open, you can hear jackhammers and everything. So they had to like completely deconstruct and fix that bit of audio to put in the movie.
Oh man, that's
which
cool.
is like it spins swell. Yeah. That bit, it was great.
Nice.
And then she went out and sang.
I Won't Say I'm in Love.
Her song, I Won't Say I'm in Love. Yeah. Oh, it's so cool.
And she killed it.
That's what I heard.
Knocked it out of the park.
I wish I would have seen that.
We've got both parts of the video on our Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's phenomenal.
So cool.
Like, and she's playing with the guys on stage all the time, and at the end, she like sits down and
Tate Donovan.
Tate Donovan puts his head in her lap. And she's like stroking his hair.
Cool.
It was great.
Yeah. Real showman-like performance. It was really awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it makes sense. She was Belle on Broadway, so she knows how to do that.
Yeah. Well, then I think after that we met up and we kind of just we were conventioned out after that, right? We didn't do any more shows after that.
And we went back, dropped our stuff off, and then went back to the park.
Went back to the parks. Yeah, the D23 Expo is epic and tiring, and
it's very, very.
If you can
long.
make it open to close all 3 days, you are Hercules, because it's a true test. It's rough, but we all had a good time, I think.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Like, other things from the floor that I thought were pretty cool was the parks and resorts folks. They brought in like a scale model of what would be Star Wars Land.
Yep, it's gonna be amazing.
Cool.
That was my favorite thing.
That looks epic. Aren't they supposed to have like actually two actual rides and the rest is just kind of like environment and.
Yeah, they're gonna have some like 1 or 2 shows, and a lot of they're gonna have like kind of pop-up performances. Like you're gonna find yourself in the middle of a scene that's happening. Basically, it's a fully interactive, immersive experience. So it's going to be great. There's going to be shops and restaurants. There's obviously going to be a Star Wars-esque cantina in there. And, exactly. It's going to be amazing.
Hopefully they'll have like Mos Eisley, and then like you can go into what's his face's cafe, Rex's Diner.
That'd be sweet.
That'd be pretty dope.
That'd be totally sweet. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. There was lots of art on the show floor. I got to look at all of that. Wasn't as much as in years past, but
yeah, like I was looking forward to going behind like the artist guys that doing the stuff, and
they had a real small footprint this year, which was disappointing. But other than that, the show floor is just
big,
endless.
huge DuckTales thing where people jump inside.
I wanted to do that though, so bad. Tony got to do it.
Yeah,
another couple-hour line to get in there, which we pretty much like. No,
and he got me that super cool.
Oh, is that where he got that?
Yeah, he gave me
pencil pouch.
The little pencil pouch with the super awesome Disney XD ridiculously long big towel thing.
Oh, like a microfiber cloth.
Yeah,
nice.
But it's like huge.
Nice. That is huge.
It's the size of a small pillow.
That's pretty cool, though. Yep. All right. So you guys want to talk a little bit about the parks since it was your first time?
The parks.
It was both of our first time at Disneyland.
Yep, we were.
That's awesome.
We were Disneyland virgins.
Exactly. And I was having a fun time just kind of being a bit of a host and tour guide to you guys since it was your first time. I tried to set it up so that we could hit all the major highlights at least once, and I feel like we pretty much did. There was only maybe one or two things that we left on the table that we didn't get to do, but
Guardians.
We hit all the e-ticket attractions except for Guardians. Going there every night after the expo, either the fast pass tickets were already gone or the line was too long to wait in. So I'll be going on that next time, but we didn't get to do that. But other than that, we hit all the biggies.
Yeah.
So, Josh, what were a couple of your favorite attractions that we experienced at the park?
I liked Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, that was your favorite, right?
That was my favorite.
It's a good one.
I liked the Ridge Racer one.
Radiator Springs Racers.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
And probably, I guess, Star Tours.
Star Tours was cool.
But Soarin' was really cool because they would spray that little, like, whatever you would fly over something, you could smell it, and it was super
very cool. Very cool indeed.
4D, huh?
Pretty much. Yeah, you didn't get to go on that one, did you? I forgot. We did that the first night before you got there.
I would have gone on that again. That was fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a repeater. What about you, Oliver?
So clap that part.
He's all choked up. He's all choked up.
Okay, back in.
Hold on.
All right, back in. It's like for me, honestly, like some of the older stuff from old Disneyland, I thought were pretty cool. So Haunted Mansion. Yeah. It's like the first time we rode that, it's like there was like about 10 or 15, like 9 or 10 stops of just like they had to stop.
Yeah, they were having.
Yeah, and your eyes adjusted to everything, and you could see the wires and stuff.
Yeah, it was a little rough because we stopped 9 or 10 times. But yeah, that's cool that you dug that attraction. It's one of my favorites.
The second time around there was like only one stop, and that stop was in like the actual like the hologram part wherever all the ghosts and stuff are. And that, of course, even if you do stop for like a couple minutes or something, it's actually still looks good. So it's like wow.
Yeah.
And of course, they bring the guy from the Twilight Zone has the narration throughout most of the park. You had his name. I forget his name.
I believe that was
Paul Frees. Yeah. Spooking people.
No relation to Victor Freeze.
Yep.
Right.
So they still like Vincent Price is still spooking people from beyond the grave. So that's cool. Then there was that Screamer coaster that you and I went on.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yep. California Screaming.
The Screaming had Neil Patrick Harris in there to tell us we're about ready to go for a ride. And then, the actual kinetics of that I thought were pretty cool. It's like as soon as you like feel like you're kind of adjusted to one thing, it hits you with something else. It's like you're always in motion on that. And then, I think those are my two favorite. Oh, Star Tours. Star Tours, the two that I went on. Those were fun.
Yeah, that ride's awesome. That's one of my favorites. I was pleasantly surprised you guys both loved Space Mountain as well.
Space Mountain was fun.
That's a really fun ride. And then we all went on Matterhorn too. That's a great one.
The Matterhorn was fun.
Yeah, that's a fun one. That's a really old one. That was from 1959.
Yeah,
that's when that was built. So
that was fun. I forgot about
awesome.
the Matterhorn.
Yeah,
Splash Mountain was underrated too.
Oh yeah, we were in line for a while, even though we had a fast pass.
It broke down.
Something happened, and they stopped it for like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. And we were so close when it stopped. But yeah, I'm glad we got to go on that too. So, I mean, overall, did you guys enjoy the parks?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Cool.
I would like to go again, not during a D23.
Yeah, it's tough. You want to go when you're unfettered by other obligations, because Disneyland itself would take you 2 days just that to experience.
Because I like when we were leaving, I was like, I would like to open and close the park down one day, just like on like a Friday or a Thursday or something, like open and close it.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, totally. On that last day, you kind of messed your foot up and stuff, so that kind of.
Yeah, well, leaving the Hercules panel, I missed a step and like hurt the bottom of my foot, and so I could barely walk on it. So I was like, just go, have fun, kids.
Yeah. Then we ended the trip on that dinner at the Blue Bayou restaurant which is the restaurant inside the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction.
By the way, extremely
totally cool.
Overrated attraction, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Whatever, dude. It's not. It's awesome.
It was.
I know you didn't like it.
It's like, sit on the thing and look at the hello, children, look at me, I'm a pirate. No, it's so dumb.
Josh was not impressed.
When they're like, they made the movie out of this. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting. Like, I think I told you, like, I was expecting, like the a little bit, not like immediately like the one from Shanghai.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah.
And then I got this, and I was like, well, this is garbage.
Yeah, dude, it's a ride from 1967.
And then, like, the boat kept stopping, and we got stuck on that hill for, like, 7.5 hours.
It was not 7.5 hours.
It was, like, 5 minutes.
It wasn't 5 minutes.
It was, like, 2.5 minutes. It
felt like 5 minutes.
And it was like, yeah, we're just stuck here. There's like 5 boats in front of us.
When they have a lot of boats out on the track, it gets backed up at that one point when you're under like where the prison is. And
where the explosion's about ready to happen or whatever on top of you.
Right, exactly. So, who else did we meet up with? We met up with Christina Sakura. We did our little draw together session. Unfortunately, a couple of the people that were going to come draw with us weren't able to show up. They were all very sad, and we were sad to miss them. But Jared Mariama showed up and hung out with us, and his friend Samad. Tony came and hung out with us. Cloud City Cast. Yep, that was Tony's
last day.
And we went and did one other thing with him after that, and then he had to go.
What was?
Matterhorn.
We did the Matterhorn, and that was the thing that we ended with him.
Yeah.
And then we left him, and I was like, I want Tony back.
Yeah.
I miss him.
Like 3 seconds later, you're like, I miss Tony.
Yeah.
And we all agreed. We missed Tony. Let's see. Did we meet up with anybody? Oh, you walked right by Josh Gad.
Walked by Josh Gad.
And then when you were sitting on the bench with your sore foot, you saw Alan Menken walk by you.
Yeah.
So you saw all the stars.
Where was he going to?
Club 33.
Club 33?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's everybody we met up with when we were out there.
Yeah, I don't think we ran anybody else.
Yeah, I don't think so. But, man, I had so much fun, finally meeting up with Cloud City Cast, who we talk with all the time online and on each other's podcasts, but just to see them face-to-face and hang out with them and
I thought
basically come away with a new best friend. His name's Remy.
I thought Liam would have been a little cooler.
Dude,
I was pretty disappointed. I was like,
Whatever.
You used to be in a band.
You had stars in your eyes. I saw them.
Yeah, when Tony went with Tony, and I was like, Tony never leaves me.
Whatever. So it was awesome to meet the kids from our sister station, Cloud City Cast. If you guys don't listen to them, go listen to them.
It's okay.
Do yourself a favor.
Yeah, listen to them.
It was awesome. It was cool to get to hang out with Jared so much. It was cool to get to know Tony, who we're going to have on the show at some point. Definitely. So yeah, I had a great time just meeting all those people and hanging out with them, and then just hanging out with you guys. I actually had a great time getting to know Oliver, because this is the first time I've really gotten to spend any time with you, dude.
Met a couple times.
Yeah, it's like it'd be like a passing handshake or something like that, and that was kind of it,
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we got to spend a lot of good time.
Yeah, for me, it was my first time meeting you, Gavin. That was really cool, and your knowledge of the parks and everything, that was really awesome. And then of course the Cloud City cast folks, I'm not like you guys who got a chance to talk to them and everything, but or through podcasts or anything. So it was just my first time overall experience with them, and they're all cool people.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was the farthest away from home I've ever been.
It was.
Dang, yeah. Get out more. I'm just kidding.
Dude, I've been up. Like, I've been to, like, Montana and places like that, Wyoming, but I've never been...
You've never gone left.
I've never gone left. Yeah. I've gone north, but not left.
Up, you've gone right, but never left.
Yeah, I've gone up and a little bit to the left, because I've hit all
Idaho
of the...
and stuff.
I've been from Texas to North Dakota.
Okay.
And then Wyoming and Montana.
Got it.
And then Colorado, and then came back. And farthest east has been
Tennessee, right?
Nashville.
Yeah.
So
you got the center of the country locked down.
Yeah. I got them flyover states.
You've been to Chicago, right?
Never been to
You've
Chicago.
never been
He hasn't come by to see me yet.
What a jerk.
Yeah.
Oliver's up there just waiting for you.
Maybe some anime convention I'll go up.
Ooh, that could be
you were actually supposed to come by, I think, last year. for like one of those Rooster Teeth.
For Let's
Teeth stuff.
Yeah, for Let's Play Live, but I couldn't get the time off.
Ooh.
Yeah, it sucked.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I was mad.
Sorry, man. Well, yeah, we'll have to do something like this again, where we can all three get together and do nerdy stuff like we did. That was fun, man. That was really fun.
I agree. Let's do it again.
Let's.
Next week.
Okay.
So for San Diego Comic-Con. Oh wait, that's happened already.
Yeah.
So have you guys heard anything coming out of that?
Yeah,
animation
a little bit
wise?
on the animation side. Miraculous Ladybug Season 2 will premiere on Netflix December 2017.
Ooh. Is that sooner than you thought it would be?
It's actually later than I thought it would be.
I was going to say, I thought it was supposed to come out in the fall.
It was supposed to come out this summer.
Oh, jeez.
And then they pushed it to the fall, and then they're like, December now.
Does that mean they're working on the animation, making it higher quality? Or
maybe. I doubt it.
Okay.
They're probably doing more specials, because they were supposed to do a like special where they go to like Hong Kong, where we meet a new miraculous person, but that never happened. They never made it, unfortunately.
Miraculous potato bug.
Huh?
Miraculous potato bug?
No, this probably would have been either the fox or the peacock. Probably the peacock.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we didn't get it.
Have you guys seen any pictures or video of the Leica booth that's at San Diego Comic-Con?
No, but
looks amazing.
But when we were in D23, they had that Leica convention down in San Diego.
Oh yeah,
which sucks because
that was happening at the same time.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Been like, we should have gone there.
Yeah, well, the Leica booth at the San Diego Comic-Con looks incredible. They've basically got like life-size figures of all of their characters.
That's cool.
They've got set models. They've got artwork. I mean, it just looks like a whole experience just in and of itself. They probably just moved their exhibit into that Comic-Con.
Yeah. We got a little bit from Star vs. the Forces of Evil, which I talked about on our Monday episode. We got a little clip with Tom and Star dancing, and everyone lost their minds, and it was like, guys, it's a flashback. Calm down.
So then, of course, there's DC Animation had their like slate for their home video release stuff coming up.
Yeah.
So it was like after Batman and Harley Quinn, there's
which comes out in August, which will be in select theaters in August.
Ooh, cool.
So I think August 15th.
So that will be. So will that be an episode of you and me, like the Killing Joke was?
Probably. That'll probably be another Killing Joke episode.
Yeah, dude.
Awesome. Unless Gavin wants to come.
Hey, I might do it. I mean, Wonder Woman kind of got me on the bandwagon.
Speaking of Wonder Woman, weren't you supposed to take Gavin to see the live-action Wonder Woman this week or something?
Gavin couldn't.
Yeah, we just haven't had time, or I haven't had time.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, I'm reading the comic right now, though, so totally digging it. Yeah.
He's going with the George Perez run.
Ah, okay, cool.
So 80s.
I was like, after Batman and Harley Quinn, there's Gotham by Gaslight, uh, which is a really, I guess, one of the more famous of the Elseworld titles, or whatever, which they're making into animated film.
Yeah, we talked about that on the on our Monday episode, because they've got that, and then they've got not Justice League, Suicide Squad, and then we get the Death and Return of Superman.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I showed Gavin that Death and Return of Superman video that was on YouTube.
The
one by the Doomsday Chronicle.
Yeah, explanation.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Awesomeness.
So maybe we should do San Diego Comic-Con next time. If we can.
We'll give that a shot.
That's for every single panel will have like a 3-hour line at minimum or whatever.
Right.
Oh, dude, minimum 3 hours.
I bet.
It's one of those you gotta line up the night before for some of them.
It's like I was really gonna try to for D23. I was really gonna try to go to the live action panel and stuff for that, but I was like, if it's like already like packed by 10 p.m. the night before, it's like this panel ain't for me. You know?
Yeah. No chance. Yeah.
Because there were people lining up when we got our tickets at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
For Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, 11 a.m. for
the
expo starting the next day.
And it was
exactly.
Like, geez.
That's nuts, man. There's nothing there worth that.
I know. Yeah, it's like a good like 2 to 3 hour wait I can do, and the panels themselves, especially for the whole D23 stuff, it's like they're entertaining. They put a lot of money and effort into that, so those are all good, you know. But overnight stuff, like for the legend stuff, for the live action stuff, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it at all.
No, I mean, it's not like Harry Potter tickets, which you and I did, Oliver. We did the last Harry. Was it the last Harry Potter movie, or was part one?
It would have been part two. Would have been part two.
What are part two?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So for part two, we
camped out overnight.
Camped out
really?
At the Warren.
Huh.
Starting.
Why would you have to camp out at the Warren? It's assigned seats.
I was like, yeah.
To get the tickets.
Oh, to get the tickets.
Yeah, because this is before they switched everything. Because
they were only showing it one night.
Yeah, this is before they did the online stuff. Okay. They didn't have an online.
So it's like first come, first serve, and then this is this is late enough to wherever folks were still willing to camp out and like stay in like massive queues in line for videos and stuff, or for movies and stuff like that. So it was like it was in our best interest to get there.
Which people don't do anymore. You hardly ever see that.
Thank God for reserved seats that you can buy online.
A lot of people did it for Force Awakens, I think.
Well, those are idiots.
Oh, jeez. On that bombshell.
Get your assigned seating. That's what we did. We got balcony seating.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I would have at Cars 3, but still disappointed.
Really? You would have at Cars 3? Oh. You mean balcony seating?
Balcony seating.
Not lined up outside
seating. There's no movie in the world I'm going to line up overnight for. Ever.
What about Starship Troopers the remake?
Speaking of Star Wars Force Awakens or whatever, even for the live action panel, I probably would have been disappointed because I would have gone for for Last Jedi like trailer or something like that, which they didn't even show. It was like a behind the scenes type of thing. So
it was a big frack you to everybody.
Yeah, even John Boyega, I think the next day was like, "Where's my trailer at?" On Twitter.
That was pretty good.
Nice.
Because he came right over from that Star Wars panel into our video game panel.
Yeah. Nice.
We got a closer view of him than even some of the folks in the main hall D23, you know.
Which was great.
Wow.
Oh man, it was cool.
Cool.
So yeah, that was pretty fun. So
all right.
All in all, Gavin, did you have a good time?
I really did. I had a great time. It was fun seeing the things I got to see at the expo. It was great, obviously, hanging out at the parks, meeting new friends, hanging out with old friends, but for the first time. It was good.
What about you, Oliver?
Had a good time. It's a chance to get out of a research lab, which I'm currently at right now, where I'm recording live from Chicago, Illinois Research Lab. But nice. Yeah, I got a chance to get out of here for a little bit, and then make some new friends of mine. I really enjoyed myself.
I had fun too. It was
quite
fun.
Good.
Got to meet cool people.
Yep. I'm glad everybody had a good time.
Liam was there.
Whatever.
Got to meet Remy. Remy's dope. Remy's my boy.
Best. He's the coolest kid in school.
Remy calls me Uncle Dipper.
Nice.
So I'm like, that's my boy.
That's
That's
awesome.
my boy.
So everybody calls you Dipper, but to me, you'll always be Joshua.
I've never once ever been
So you
Joshua.
were from that one time in 5th grade, but of course I've been calling you that off and on since then.
Yeah. I'm going to call you
amazing.
Bonquisha.
Nope.
Nice.
Watch the latest episode of Camp Bonquisha. She's the best.
Bonquisha.
All right. So, Gavin, where can everybody find you?
Instagram and Twitter at Gavin Otteson Art, online GavinOttesonArt.com.
Oliver.
All right, they can find me on Twitter at Oh Where Are You, on Instagram at Oh Where Are You 1, and then on Facebook as Oliver Ware. For most of those, I'm kind of private. So if you want to follow me, just kind of send me a message or whatever that you heard from me on here.
Ew, he's a private person. What a loser.
Yep.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Kane. And you can find the podcast on Instagram at Animation Station Podcast, on Twitter at Animate Podcast, on Tumblr at Animation Station Podcast, on Facebook at Animation Station Podcast. Probably should have left Tumblr for the end.
That's okay.
I mean, Twitter at the end, because it's the only one that's different. You can go to our website, animationstationpodcast.com, our new and improved Animation Station Podcast.
Fancy new
The non-blue one.
Yeah, the non-blue. The blue's gone. Thank goodness.
It's live.
You can download all of our episodes on iTunes and Stitcher. You can also go to our website, and you can find all of our episodes on the little podcast tab there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right, guys. Yeah. I got to go buy some work pants.
Gross. I got to go.
Why is that gross?
Because
I'm not going to go buy dirty work pants.
You wear pants to work?
Yeah.
I know. I have to wear
you
pants
do too.
to work too.
Me too.
It sucks. I started doing this thing, though, because you know how we're supposed to wear slacks? I started wearing, like, chinos, and they don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's never been a problem.
Well, they don't like it. They want you to wear slacks.
No.
And business attire.
No.
And I'm like, I haven't tucked my shirt in like 6 months. So
nice.
just wear the polos out. No one cares.
It's every day is casual Friday. Yeah,
Are
we're
we
done.
done?
So we're done. It's
All
extra
right.
content on a bonus episode right now.
Extra content.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Let us know. We'll give this stuff away. I've got.
We'll put out a post. Look for our post. We'll give some Expo swag away.
Or email me if you want something. Email me.
We got lots of swag. We'll probably throw it in several directions.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So for the Animation Station podcast, I'm Josh.
I'm Gavin.
Oliver.
Made you look.
Oliver, do a catchphrase.
It's been a real slice.
Yes.
Good one. Bye-bye, little butterfly.
Thank you for listening to the Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Animate Podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes. And join the conversation at SecretSuperheroClub.com, where you can connect with our podcast friends, Cloud City Cast, Getting Into Comics, and Shaun of the Gathering.